Franco Javarone is one of the great Italian actors who has worked in theater and in cinema with Federico Fellini, Carlo Lizzani, and Elio Petri. Alongside interviews with personalities such as Nobel Prize winner Bob Dylan, Writer and Rice, Pulitzer Prize winner David Kurtzer, Mauxa and Daley Bloyd attempt to narrate how culture has evolved over the years. As a self-taught person, you made it to La Scala in Milan. How did that process happen? When I worked at La Scala in Milan, at the San Carlo in Naples, at the City of Music in Rome, I had leading roles. Someone might ask me, but how do you work at La Scala in Milan without knowing how to sing? Working with Roberto de Simone, I discovered that in opera performances there is also a spoken part. The actor interprets the protagonist in the non-singing part, called single. I had the honor of participating even as the protagonist, first at the San Carlo in Naples and then at La Scala in Milan, directed by Roberto, who besides being a great director is also an extraordinary musician. How did your encounter with Federico Fellini happen? Going back to La Gatta Cenerentola. We were in Rome. One evening, backstage, I saw a tall gentleman who was curious about what was happening behind the scenes. I was intrigued. I asked a colleague, "Who is that?" And he replied, "What are you, a paparazzo?" So I approached him and said, "Excuse me, are you?" And he replied, "Me? I'm me." It was Fellini. Always curious, always attentive. Without thinking too much, I told him, "We will work together, maestro." And he replied, "What do you think? It depends on you." I left without insisting, without prolonging the conversation. After 4 or 5 days, they called me, "Listen, Fellini wants to see you." He was preparing the film orchestra rehearsal. It was 1978. I had the honor of being chosen for the role of the tuba player. Fellini had his own way of working. He asked me, "Have you learned your part?" I replied proudly, "Yes, maestro. I worked all night to learn it." And he said, "Throw it away, it's useless." Because he wrote everything on the spot, there was no fixed script. And that's how an artistic relationship was born. After orchestra rehearsal, I did the Barilla Rigatoni advertising. Continue reading on mauxa.com and subscribe to the channel. Commercial and later, The Voice of the Moon with Benigni.